All right. Donna says, "Oh, she pretty."
What?
You can see the chat up there. It's kind of
Yeah, we've put it up on the thing too, so you can see like anything that they're saying here. We've got up there as well.
Cece says, "Oh my God, I love her."
Somebody asked, "Do you guys use Armand?" No.
Armand's head is a crystal ball asking for a friend. Yeah, so some.
When are we doing that?
No. Z was first. Hey, I love the Queen. No British accent today, mate. I will have a British accent every day. So much purple. Are these guys elitists now? Ha! Laugh out loud at you, Ross.
Check one. How's the sound out there? Is it too loud? Too soft? I got it kind of cranked up here. Looks okay on the meter though. Oh lordy.
Yeah, we're off here. Good deal.
So do I put this on?
Oops,
Yeah,
sorry.
if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, it just, and what those do, those help you just to remind you, because you can hear yourself when you're, trust me, I still do it to this day. I'll get over here and I'll be talking like this, like now you can hear me, but you really should be right here, because that's how it'll
Armand,
sound.
sir, mind shut the door for us? Armand, Maureen, Armand.
Dr. Karchigian, the good doctor.
Welcome.
The accent is spot on, brother. Mate, I know. It's all right. It's a very good accent. I've been working on it.
Yeah, we're online.
It's
We're just building
polished.
up.
It's been a while.
Let people get here. Building the audience.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gents in the audience, be kind today. I don't want to have to tell you twice. You know what happens when you angry.
Hey, we have very respectful audience members.
Oh, come on. Don't give
Thank
Armand crap about his bald spot.
Armand.
Again?
Already?
I'm going to cover it here. Here, let me put this sheet on.
I knew we should have had the camera over there.
I don't want a hat. I'm proud of it.
They love giving you crap.
Get
Armand.
my strand by strand soon.
You should get those plugs, man. I'm telling you, but you gotta pay for the good ones. I'm telling you, I got a friend that paid for the bad ones, and it is rough looking. I'm serious.
I'm using that laser
He
thing.
paid $10K, and it still
Wow.
looked terrible.
Boy,
Yeah.
that's pretty bad.
He went to another country. He went to Europe somewhere and got it done.
Did you hear about Ocho Man's? Did
No.
you hear what he did?
No, what?
Years ago? He actually was getting I guess they stapled some. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear myself.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. They stapled something on his head. And
What?
Yeah. I won't tell you who he went to, but he actually sued the guy.
Hans Wyman? No? Oh, well, there it was.
No, not him.
Already on it, Space Boy. Armand's my favorite creep. Well, he is as Native
Yeah,
Pride.
thank you.
Native Pride telling you that.
Oh, thanks, Native.
Taking dab hits today for the boys. Yeah, Space, what's up? Accent is spot on. Yes, bald spot is back. We just love you on that, Armand.
You got to adjust that camera, damn
It's
it.
going to be me before too long. I'm getting thin.
They wear hats.
Right here.
That's not fair. Plus, I'm 20 years older than these guys.
30, right?
20? What are you, 35, right?
No, 29.
Get out of here.
36.
Well, you're already lying about your
36,
age.
Armand.
That's terrible.
I'll be 30 in February.
Oh, congratulations. You're going to miss the 20s, let me tell you.
Are you excited about your reading today, Armand?
Am I getting a reading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're all gonna
okay.
get a reading.
You guys are reading.
Now, I was thinking to myself, though, what I wanted to really test her.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I thought, you can't see me. I mean, how much does the vision part, I mean, if we told you, we blindfolded you, and I came in.
Okay.
Would that impede your reading at all? Or, because a lot of it comes, how much of it comes?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I thought
Would you not
a lot
get
of
as much?
Yeah, the psychic is just like an aura you get.
Not at all.
Oh, so a lot of it is visual.
It is actually, it's a lot of things. So with psychic ability is not just seeing, it's feeling, it's
So could
knowing.
you tell me, like, percentage-wise? Does it vary with people? I mean, you say, look, it's not going to be as accurate because I can't see you. So that's what, 30% of the...
No, it would actually be the connection and the energy that I would feel from
Oh,
you.
so it's you couldn't do it at all if we blindfolded you.
No, because energy comes off from a person.
Well, that's what I thought.
I would be able to read you by feeling.
But how much? Okay, but how much would it distort your?
Well, I've never done
perception.
it before. So
Okay, I just thought it'd be an interesting
maybe it
experiment.
would.
Well, we should have done it just to see, you know.
Armand's very analytical. That's why he's asking for
Well,
percentages
I'm
and things
trying
like
to
that. You'll have to-
quantify this. I mean, I'm a scientist.
Right.
Nice shirt. Oh, yeah. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all.
All right. Well, at least now we're getting compliments instead of. highlighting our deficiencies.
All right, just 2 more minutes or so, and we'll be ready to roll.
Yep.
Nope, that's not the one. How you feel today, Armand?
Perfect.
Oh,
How feel you?
ask her.
Well, it's easier to ask you. We don't
Right.
go into
Do you feel my energy? I feel pretty
It's
energetic.
hostile, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
Slightly hostile.
Open-minded, absolutely.
Look at him shaking his head with open-minded. Fuck yeah, for sure.
No, I'm disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with what I say. Don't read body language. He thinks he knows something about
Eric,
body language.
Do me a favor.
He read maybe a...
Trade her seats.
Yeah.
I'd rather have her on that microphone.
Is this on a better mic?
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe she wants to be
problem.
closer. Should you be closer to me to read?
We're all getting a reading, Armand.
Or Mom could switch mics with her either which way. Just that one's sitting so far away from her. It'd be hard for you just to remember
fine?
at all times to be up on it. So
Okay. We're switching.
Yeah, I have an issue with.
yeah, Eric's real bad about it. So
Okay, so I'm just going to keep this here, though, right now.
that's fine.
And then I'll come get it when I need to. I'll get this.
It is warm in here. I guess I'll go
It is
put my
a
Team
little bit
Ever shirt on.
warm.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. We have all this raiment.
What'd you say, Raymond?
Raiment.
Hello. Can't hear shit.
I actually did it. I wrote a script about a gypsy, and he basically told me all the scams they had, and it's classic that gypsies have these tarot card readings and psychic, and they're. So I was, so I'm kind of innately skeptical because he told me that it was just basically a way to rip people's off of their money, but he admitted that.
Yeah, but that's not something that a professional would do.
Yeah, that's not legitimate, obviously.
Right.
Do you know any gypsies?
No. Actually, I know a little bit of a history about what gypsies do and everything else, and now it's created to be a slur. I do understand that.
Yeah, well, I guess it casts kind of a pall on your whole profession if you have people like that out there.
Actually, no, it doesn't.
Well, that's
really.
good. Okay.
It doesn't at all, actually.
Check. Can you hear me?
I'm not getting anything through these. I'm not getting her either.
Really? Because I can hear myself.
I'm not getting anything.
Everest is good too. Hello. Check.
I'm getting something
Both
there.
ours don't work. My mic doesn't work, and the headphones don't work either.
All right, let's take a look here. Getting levels from both of
As you can see, your profession is much more precise than ours.
Your headphones are turned down.
Hello.
There it goes. Okay,
It
there.
is. Yeah.
Now I can hear
Yeah,
something.
your headphones are turned down.
All right.
What'd you do that for?
I'm not the only one who uses this.
All right.
Do you want your?
That's much better.
She said she'd move over in a minute or whatever.
Okay, what were you going to say about the gypsies?
Why don't you move your...
I don't know enough information about the gypsies, honestly, like to give information, but I do know that there's some background there that maybe a professional could talk to you about, gypsies and stuff like that. I don't have a lot of information about that.
Yeah, this guy was actually king of the gypsies. Yeah, he was right. Steve Teeny. Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah. They made the movie about him.
Which movie?
King of the Gypsies.
Need some more link
Eric
there?
Roberts and remember that movie?
No, not at all.
Eric Roberts. Brooke Shields played his sister.
I know who she is.
Judd Hirsch was his father.
Judd Hirsch, good actor.
Shelley Winters, who he said was the only one he
Shelley
really got
Winters,
along with in the whole cast.
Who,
He
Judd
said
Hirsch, or-
No, Shelley Winters. I got to talk to her on the phone once because I went to Steve's house and to do his interview, and he goes, "Hey, you know Shelley Winters?" I said, "Of course, she's from St. Louis." He goes, "Want to talk to her?" I said, "I guess." Yeah, she was on the phone.
Really?
Yeah, hi Shelley.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She was in Poseidon. She was the one that...
Yeah, she drowned. She had
had
she
a heart
drowned.
attack. She's the one that had that. She was like a swimmer or whatever. And had
Yeah.
held her breath real long.
Yeah, and she's a little out of shape.
Good
Her
movie.
real
It's
name's
been forever since I saw Poseidon.
Shelley Schrift, I think is her name. I read her autobiography.
Far out.
I do not know.
She's a St. Louis girl.
Is she?
Born in St. Louis, yeah.
So is the lady from Roseanne? What's her name? Lori Metcalf?
She's from right
Yeah,
across the
she's from
street.
like Edwardsville, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, her parents own that building right down the end, Metcalf's. It says Metcalf.
Oh,
Building.
yeah. Lori Metcalf, yeah. So remember Winnie Friedman? Remember her? She was in Joni Loves Chachi. Kind of
Oh,
a
that didn't
chubby
last
gal.
long.
She was in The Last American Virgin.
Nope.
Chunky,
Nope.
she played chunky roles.
Not updated
Well,
on
I
the
mean-
screen, Everett.
What is it? The chat?
Is that right?
Doesn't look like it, does it? Son of a gun. Technology, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I can fix that. Just a minute. We'll go live as soon as I fix this. Copy
All right.
chat.
Jessica says she bought her tarot cards from you and she doesn't know how to read them.
Wait, what?
She said she bought her tarot cards from you and doesn't know how to
Are you sure she means her?
Oh, is this Jessica that was at
Yes.
West County Mall?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, Jessica.
Hey.
Reading tarot is all about really, following your intuition. Yes, there's a lot in the cards. However, with the cards being said, like, definitely feel it. Just imagine what you're possibly seeing in the cards. That's what I do, honestly. When I first started reading tarot, it was basically me feeling everything and then basically learning the cards from there. I did write down a little bit about tarot too, like some of my information about that, if you'd like to touch base on that now, if you'd like.
We'll start the show before, because
Okay.
this is just the pre-show, just live
Okay,
for
cool,
the
cool,
YouTube
cool.
visitors.
I love all these. I love all these questions. I
Oh yeah,
didn't
they're
realize
really
this
going
was
to
a
hammer
pre-show.
on it.
Okay, cool. This is a warm up. No, I love this.
Oh, good.
This is cool.
All
We
right.
got-
Well, I guess we're trying to make you comfortable too. It's your environment, I would assume, right? Now, do you actually have a shop
Yes.
or that? 'Cause-
I don't have a personal shop set up yet,
Ah.
but I do have a website, and it's in progress. It's a work in progress.
aren't we all? Yeah.
Yeah, so I might share that with everybody
Okay.
on the show as well.
So you don't have people? What do they come to your home though, or something? Do you do?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
well,
I have a healing
okay, so-
space.
okay. Yeah. I know because that was one of the parts. Of course, again, like I said, this was mostly a scam. So, where the gypsies get you and they just
really?
pick your pocket. Yeah.
Thanks,
basically.
Nocturne, for the $2. Nocturne says the Earth is flat
Very
and no kids
funny.
died at Sandy Hook.
Nick will appreciate that.
I do a lot of distance work, though.
Okay.
More
Well, that
so
must
than
make it
anything
tough for
else.
it, doesn't it?
Nope, not
Really?
at all.
It doesn't matter.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm the most comfortable when I'm doing distance work.
There again, now when you say that, I guess you can't see these people, right? You're doing.
Not true.
You can
But
see them.
I actually have given readings to people on the phone. So now that you have that question that you answered,
Yeah.
that you asked me earlier as your answer, yes, I can read you if I'm blindfolded.
Okay, but that's what I was going to say. Does it make it more difficult, or is just
It doesn't make it more difficult at
right.
all because Spirit is communicating with me and telling me certain information that basically, like, I'm receiving this information and the person will validate it for me if it's true or if it's accurate or if it's not accurate. And normally I'm accurate. I haven't really had a session where they've been like, oh my God, all of that was like wrong. They've been very much like, oh my God, you validated
On the
a lot
phone
of things in
even.
my life. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I do a lot of phone readings and
Okay.
I do a lot of FaceTime sessions, like with my guided meditations, because I am also a Reiki healer. It's not just a psychic that I am.
all right?
So that's a lot of chakra work. Like that's a lot of like healing of the chakras. And it's also called the universal life force energy. So it's kind of like,
Chakra. That's is that Hindu? What I mean,
it is. Yes. Very good. Yeah. It's
Chakra Dharma, right?
kind of, yeah. I think so. I mean, chakras are energy centers, also known as wheels in the body.
Right.
And
That's on the Indian flag, isn't it? Isn't that the wheel? Have you seen the Indian flag?
I haven't seen the
That's
Indian flag.
yeah, that's the wheel, the chakra wheel.
Oh wow,
It's on their flag.
Wow, that's interesting. I have to look into that even more. But hey, here I learned something new. Just like I tell people.
I try to teach these idiots, but they don't learn. Just no aptitude for learning.
Why would we?
Why? What's the point? No, I think it's very interesting. I don't know, I mean.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting how.
But I like to get into what's your technique. What do you think? Are we on the air, or are we just we have?
Yeah, we're on the air. We haven't started the show.
We haven't
Oh,
ran
okay.
yeah,
Because I had
I'm
some
having some trouble getting
very
the chat
probing
working
questions.
here.
Well, we have one for you, Armand. Light Peach donates $2 and says Armand won't even sit on cam because his bald spot.
That's right, damn right. In fact, move that camera.
Wait, you're doing perfully right now.
Yeah,
Look at you there in the corner.
Right, you can just see my high cheekbones. You can't see them. I want to highlight my best feature. It's not the top of my head.
Psychic afraid of getting scammed. Yeah, and that's something we'll get into because I wanted to ask her, like, how do you identify
Right.
a scam?
Good
So-
questions. I want to ask that too.
Well, you don't get to because that's my question.
Well, I'll echo that question.
I honestly haven't met a lot of scam artists, though. I'm gonna be real, but I'm from California. So with that being said,
Well, that's where this gypsy was from, Riverside.
a lot of
Is that a derogatory
people.
term or no?
No,
it is
they call themselves or Romani. Gypsy is fine because they're from Egypt. Actually, they're from India. Then they went to Egypt, and that's where the name comes from.
It is becoming
Egyptian. Oh, really? Is that a pejorative term? I interviewed him 20 years ago. I don't know if it's turned into something different now.
It may.
Yeah, this is 1999.
It actually has turned into something
Oh, all
different
right.
now.
Well, then we'll call them Romani. Is that what they want to be called? I mean, that's what they are.
We ready to roll?
Yes, I think so.
All right. Let's hit the cue that
All
music.
right, you ready?
Ready when you are.
Wrong button. That's a really light button. It always does that.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
Some real
Now
shit.
your hosts, Eric and Everett.
And Armand.
And I. And Bald Spot.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal, a lineupmedia.fm production, and we are back. What's going on, everyone?
What's up, man?
What's up? We have a special guest in
Yeah.
the studio with us today, Maureen Bauer, psychic, tarot reader, healer, a number of different things.
Hello, everybody. I'm Maureen Bauer, and I am a psychic medium, and I do tarot,
Medium,
and
that's the one I forgot.
I do clairvoyant work, clairsentient work, clairaudient work, claircognizant work. I've been doing this for over 11 years now, and the study has been going on strong, and yes, I do it professionally, and yes, I do charge for my sessions.
Awesome.
That's fair
Actually,
enough.
I had to look up clairaudient and clairsentient and all those the other clairs. Like everybody's familiar with clairvoyant, I hope. But the others I had to actually look up this morning, so that was pretty interesting. So
Well, what is that? Now, voy is see, right? And audio is obviously hearing,
Yes.
and sentient is thinking. What is
no,
the okay?
clairsentient is
Sentient.
actually feeling.
Feeling.
So, like, you feel the energy.
See, I thought if we're a sentient being, that means.
sentient doesn't just mean thinking. It's more than
Yeah.
just thinking.
But isn't it
That's part of it.
sentient?
But
Well, sentimental. I guess you feel.
right, exactly. It's that,
Latin, isn't it? Is it Latin? I think it's Latin.
at least the scent.
So
part
what is a
of it.
clair? CLAIR. What is that? Before? What does that mean?
The clairs, I mean, I've never really looked into that too much, but like clair, like the clairaudient, it's basically just
Clair is
the
clear.
knowing. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
clear. Oh, okay. It's Latin,
Clarity.
right? It's got to be Latin.
It's got to be clarity.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And
Okay. Makes sense.
the last one, claircognizant, is just knowing.
Sure.
Like you
Clear
just-
knowing.
Yeah. So basically, it's clear knowing. You just know things before they're going to happen. You know things before people are going to say it, which happens to me very often recently. I do have a number of premonitions before I do my work and things like that, especially before I take on a client. Now, some of the best part of my work is that I'll meditate, and sometimes I'll actually get the information from pure downloads of the information and hear the messages, and I'll start automatic writing before I have my session with my client. And then I'll talk to my client and I'll be like, hey, so I already have a bunch of information for you. And I'll give them that information. They're like, how did you know all of that?
That's like what they did in the Indiana Jones movie, where it's just
Yeah,
what
it's
was that,
like you're
autonomous
channeling,
writing?
basically. You're channeling, and you're opening up the channel, and you're writing everything down. Like, you don't even have to see anyone. You're just there. You're feeling the energy, and you're getting messages. And I did a lot of like Kundalini yoga before I did this too. And Kundalini yoga is called the yoga of awareness. I am not certified in that though.
The Kundalini is like almost like a chakra or an aura, correct? Isn't it? Like
It's actually a
serpent?
fast awakening process.
Oh, okay.
So Kundalini awakens you to being self-aware, just like, your higher consciousness and your pineal gland, right? Like what you were talking about in your older podcast that I actually
Yeah,
did
definitely.
look up before I came on the show. You were talking about like how people become self-aware and aware, and they wake up and they see their reflection in other people and stuff like that, and they're like, whoa, like it's really cool. It's really fascinating because then people start to go through their own self-discovery journey.
So is it cool? Like, not cool, and I say, does it enjoyable to do this? Like, do you feel like when you do it, you get a sense of like of accomplishment or is it fun? Is it fun to you or gratification? That's probably a better word.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's very liberating. It's very freeing. It's freeing from my past so I can move forward in my present, just focus more on the present than the future. But if I do want to manifest something in my future, then, like you got to work on the things in the present, though, obviously. Like, we all got to do the work, right?
Sure, yeah.
Well, how about, let me ask you this. How about, and this could be even today, you get a subject that's like, wow, this person's really off. I get some really bad vibes from this person.
So,
that's scary. What I mean, how do you feel?
If it's scary,
Well, yeah,
it's not necessarily scary,
right.
Because of course, like in the beginning, like when you're learning how to be psychic, or not even how to be psychic, when you're starting to develop your gifts more, because I've been psychic ever since I was a little girl.
I was going to ask about that. You said you've been doing it professionally for 11. Can you tell us like how you first felt, your first inkling of it, and then when you finally came to the realization it's not just something weird happening in my head, I actually do have some sort of gift?
So when I was little, I told my mom that, and this is when, I was raised Catholic, and I told my mom that I saw Jesus in the trees, but really what I thought I saw were like, it was just two soft eyes in between a tree. And I would always see that vision, right? So at that time, and then I would tell my mom, like, oh my gosh, now I'm starting to see other things. And so I would see people in the way they died. And it scared me. It actually really did scare me. Of course, I went through a whirlwind of things. It was really the darkness phase of it was the process of my awakening. It was opening up a door for me to start accepting that this is my life. This was my life. This is my journey. I went through a lot psychologically as well, because people do go through that. They do go through the process of waking up, and in waking up, sometimes people go through psychosis.
I can imagine.
Was there ever a time whenever you questioned like what you were seeing, feeling, hearing as far as your gift? Was there ever a time where you questioned yourself? Like, am I sane or anything
all
like
the
that?
time?
Okay, right. I just
Every
like at
day.
the beginning, before you realized what it was. I mean, there had to been like, fuck, what's wrong? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, right.
That's how I felt. I did feel that way. I felt attacked. I felt I didn't know what was going on. And so one day I just kind of started to block it out. And
that was my perfect next question. Do you have the ability to block it out?
Yes, I can control my gift a lot better these days than I used to.
I can imagine it would get overwhelming if you couldn't control what you're bringing in, and you're around a lot of people or possibly a lot of
Never
spirits.
go to a concert.
Like, for instance, at work, when I'm at West County Mall, people will be like, hey, can you read my aura? And I'll be like, I'm not really open right now. Like,
Sure.
like, I'm sorry, but I'm not.
Yeah,
buddy.
Yeah, come back at
It's
noon.
not like,
Yeah.
it's not like something that,
But that took some practice.
It did.
close
And
it up,
then,
okay.
and then all of a sudden it's like, okay. And then if I want to read, I'll be like, okay, I'll open up. Let's do this, and they'll be like, oh, and to answer your question, and I'll tell the person, they look it up and they're like, whoa, how did that just resonate with me just now? And so they started to look a little deeper into what the aura meant.
Sure.
And it actually processed and
Brings them down their own path of self-discovery, right?
That was their path of self-discovery, yeah. And the path of self-discovery is found through very, very many different things. And in my process, after I got better and started to become more of a positive person, because I was a very negative person, in my past, very negative. You have to be in a really light vibration and raise your vibration to be in this kind of work and this practice. And so that's what I like to surround myself by, really positive vibrations and good energy always.
So when you had that and you were negative or pessimistic or whatever you want to call it, did that interfere with your actually being able to?
It actually attracted negative spirits, negative things to happen to me. And of course that was my darkness, but everybody wakes up in it. And it honestly, if you looked even on Gaia TV has a lot of really good documentaries on how people wake up. And some people wake up in the process of going through a mental breakdown. And when they go through that mental breakdown, they wake up and they're like, whoa, now I can see on the other side.
That makes sense to me, honestly. If you have a nervous breakdown, a mental breakdown like that, and you almost shut yourself off to the outside world and you bring yourself back, you're almost relearning how to process your sensory information, if you can think about it like that.
Yes, exactly. Like, you're very smart. I love that.
Don't fucking tell him that.
I don't know.
I knew it.
I'm starting to doubt you already.
Vindication.
Yeah, we all know that that's not true.
He's thinking very logical, right?
that's
like,
right.
being a skeptic, though, you have to.
Yeah.
Well, he's skeptical. We have to admit.
And then in my awakening process, though, just to finish that part, I did start studying crystals. That was my first opening, understanding the energies of crystals, and I just bought everything like that I got my hands on, and I started.
How old were you when this time?
Like, when I was awakening, I was about 19. About 18, 19.
You brought some of those crystals here with you today. Can you explain to us what some of these are?
Oh yeah, totally. So this one, like, that I have in my hand right now, I don't know if the audience can see.
Looks like a quartz almost.
Yeah, but it's actually called spirit quartz.
Spirit quartz, okay.
So it's good for shamanic journey work, and it's good for spirit communication. So it will help.
It just channels and focuses.
Yeah, it's a good channeling stone. It's really, really good for that.
Neat.
I love this crystal. This is one of my favorites.
Where do you get these?
Anywhere, like metaphysical shops. There's also like gem fairs out there, like Midwest Crystal Festival. Like, they do have that in St. Louis. They also have a lot of holistic psychic fairs out in St. Louis, and I know there's some here too. I've actually been doing some research. So some people are actually like able to start like doing this. It's becoming more of a thing. It's becoming a lot more mainstream, I guess you could call it. I don't really like to name it mainstream because, it's just my work.
I mean, it is what it is. It's becoming more, like you said, mainstream.
Accepted, maybe.
Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. That's a good way to
Accepted, or there's a lot more people with the curiosity about it right now. I mean, I think right now in society, a lot of people are going through. I'm not going to say an awakening, but people are starting to question everything they've been told for the last 100 years of what's normal, and we know that what you see isn't always what you get. So people are just really starting to discover these things.
And that is what you call ego, because your ego is like everything around you, your surroundings, your parents, your society, the media, your peers, what they tell you. And that's why, like, I don't know if you've ever heard the book, The 4 Agreements, but they talk about being impeccable with your word, not taking things personally, that kind of thing. But there's a lot in the 4 Agreements, that book, like ego is a big thing. Like, in society, we've been told to believe in one thing, but really, like, what is it that we really are?
What is that a question?
Or
I'm just kidding.
what is
rhetorical.
it? What is it, or who is it that you really are?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know.
That's a question I think we all got to ask ourselves every day. And if you're not, I mean, what kind of journey are you making?
Yeah. So, when your parents tell you that, oh, you're stubborn, right?
Sure.
It's going to stick with you for the rest of your life, right?
Sure.
And so being impeccable with your word, if you like hear that in your mind, you're stubborn, you're going to
Be stubborn.
But what if you're not really stubborn and you're just indecisive and that's just who you are? Like, you're like, oh, can I fix this? Yes, you can. You can be confident about it. You can bring about courage. You can be brave, and then it won't stick with you so long.
I think the world could use a lot more introspection. I don't think enough people look inside and look at themselves. Why do I do this? What have I done? Try to figure.
Very much so.
I think a lot more people could use that in their lives rather than just saying, I do what I want.
I do what I want.
Exactly.
So what do you think about psychiatry then?
About psychiatry, I think that psychiatry has, you mean the medication part, or do you mean
Just
the psychology?
In general.
In general, I think that if you find the right psychiatrist and psychologist, that can help you too, because actually meditation is actually becoming a tool that psychologists are now referring to people, instead of like being like, hey, before we put you on a medication, people are actually starting to realize, and I know this because I've been through that kind of stuff with psychiatrists and psychologists, but I have a lot more respect for them now, knowing what they were trying to do for those people. Because you know what, like, honestly, like, yeah, they charge you a lot of money and everything else, and maybe it would be cheaper to go see a psychic medium that, does healing and everything else, but they're making a living and they're trying to help other people. And I just have to look positively at that. I can't have any hate, because I think that everyone is here to do a purpose for a reason.
Well, you don't seem too sanguine about the medication, though. You asked about that, so.
With the medication,
yeah.
I'm
Zoloft and
you know,
Prozac,
yeah,
et cetera.
I think that it should be, it should definitely have some like step off a little bit from just putting somebody on a medication. Like maybe study what's going on with them a little bit more, understand what's going on with them, and then they can, you know, get more therapy first, and then understand themselves and why they're going through that, instead of just, you know, diagnosing and then putting them on something.
Yeah, I would say
because they're going to say that's an easy fix, because it's not.
Psychiatrists these days, they seem to be really quick to throw out Xanaxes and Zolofts and Prozacs and all that whenever, you know, talk with somebody first.
Yeah.
Unless you think there's they might hurt themselves and that's their only way about it. That's, and sure, giving them meds, but
Right.
that's just the way I feel it.
Yeah, no, I have some definite agreement on that in some regards. But I do think that psychiatry and psychology are opening up a little bit more, and they're also like starting to accept that people are waking up.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say psychiatry and psychology, not a science specifically. They're more of an art, in my opinion. You know, you can't. We've come up with these words, ego and id, and then we've tried to ourselves put a logical form on the way the mind works. But really, it's hard to say that's exactly what it is. It's our best guess so far, from Freud all the way on. We're not sure how the brain works.
Well, it's just, to me, it's not science-based medicine.
I agree.
It's just how can you know, I don't know, I mean, because sanity, right there, sanity is I think that's a legal term, not a medical term.
Right.
You know, you
can't quantify.
There's different levels of sanity, I would say.
There you go. Yeah, that's
whatever.
fair.
I mean, so how can you have medicine? And, you know, I mean, I'm a foot doctor. You know, I do a bunionectomy on you. If it doesn't hurt and you're walking fine and it feels better in shoes,
Success.
That's success.
Yeah.
If it still hurts, that's not a success. And that's how we judge, you know, our surgeries and how things go.
So you're on the end of the psychiatrist, and psychology is mostly for quacks.
Well, my sister's a psychiatrist, so I'm going to have to defer on that question.
We'll come back to that one later.
Yeah, you notice the couch in my room. She uses that sometimes.
So, like I said, crystals were my first go-to, and then I first bought my first oracle card deck when I started this journey.
Sure.
So
What's the difference between oracle cards and tarot cards?
I love that you asked that. So tarot cards are very traditional. Oracle cards are not, but they're all different. Every oracle card deck is going to have a different message. Tarot is more traditional in the fact that, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Moon, we have the Sun. And they're all going to be kind of like the same and similar, except like
there's only so many
artwork.
combinations you can have, right?
The artwork will be different. The description will be different and stuff in some of the decks and stuff like that. But like whatever you're getting, you see is what you get. But it's very cool because tarot does have a lot of astrology involved in it, and I kind of wanted to give you a background because the minor arcana was something that I actually like put in here, and it's one of my favorites. So we, in the minor arcana, we actually have, we have the pentacles, which resembles the element of earth. So a lot of earth signs such as Taurus, Virgos, and Capricorns may receive a pentacles card, and when they receive a reading, if it's based on who they are, but this can also resemble finances, abundance, money, new job, a new journey, new beginnings. It also is a feminine card, in this sense, it's grounded. So it's a very grounded card, so very earthy. Wands, it resembles the element of fire. And a lot of signs who may get this card is Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. That means in this card also, like, it does identify with being creative.
A little bit closer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Being in, so getting creative, being in movement, getting out of stagnancy, getting new projects, taking action, having passion, and courage. And it's a masculine card, but it's also emotional. So it's an emotional card. And then the swords element is air. So the swords and the minor arcana. It's an intellectual mental card. It'll process some clarity to you, give you some different scenarios. Also, like since it's an air card, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So those are the 3 signs that it will also be identified with. And it does a lot of like, and also involves like a lot of critical thinking with this card. So they're really critical thinkers, really, those people. And lastly, we have Cups, which resembles the element of water. And I will I most likely resonate with this because I'm a Pisces.
Also Pisces.
Awesome. Okay. So it's a water sign, Scorpio and Cancer. So all those are water signs. And Cups trigger the emotional side of things, bonding, unity, love, romance, and erotic stuff too. So anything with deep feeling or emotional attached to it, water signs are also very emotional beings, for sure. Pisceans, I know that I can be very, very emotional. So all you Pisces
I try not
out
to
there,
be, but it squeaks out.
Cancers are very emotional. Scorpios are very emotional, but like we also like are quick to think too. But it's a very feminine card, and it's also it doesn't necessarily mean grounded though. It's an emotional card, like we've been talking about. So just because one suit is going to be grounded and it's feminine doesn't mean that the other suit's going to be like, you know, masculine, emotional. It's going to be like feminine and emotional and masculine, grounded. So, but yeah, so there's a little bit about the minor arcana, because that's something that a lot of people like to know about with the pentacles and
this is actually the first time I've heard of the pentacles and all that, so this is really interesting to me.
Yeah, so like you'll be able to even see it in the tarot card deck that I brought with me. I did buy it at some point.
You can always draw your own.
Yeah, no, I've thought about even doing my own tarot cards or my own oracle cards one day. Who knows? I have all these different ideas out there, but we all have different ideas, right? But we can all make them happen.
Right.
And that's what I like the audience to know, is that you can make anything happen that you want to. So.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, can we open up a deck of tarot or oracle cards and maybe mess around with them a little?
If that's what you,
I would
we
love
don't
to.
really mess around with the cards,
I object to that.
Sorry, my terminology's a little off here. So
you're fine.
I'm assuming that's not.
This one is, one is just a chakra stone. So.
Sure, and then we have here, and this looks like a deck of something as well.
I knocked on my deck 3 times, as you could see, because when you knock on the deck 3 times, that actually clears your deck from any other person that has read or you have read. So because decks do accumulate a lot of energy from that person. So yeah, and if they're your cards, you're gonna want them clear of their energy, so you can put your own energy back into them. So that's definitely something that I had to learn to do. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a lowdown on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Where did you learn that, by the way? Where would you pick up something like that?
I learned it in an intuitive class.
Oh, okay.
I've taken a lot of intuitive classes. I've taken mediumship classes, sixth sense classes, spirit circle classes, psychic awakening classes.
Where do you get these classes?
I did a lot of them in California.
Okay.
That's where I got most of my credentials and my certifications.
So now let's say someone like me, I have none of this ability, but I want to take those classes. Would it just be a waste of time, or
not at all?
Really? Okay, so everybody could gain something.
Everybody has the ability to be psychic. And that's what I like to tell other people, because...
But there has to be degrees, right? You yourself said you have this innate gift.
Yeah, I've had a gift. However, if somebody does want to learn and get in touch with their intuition, that's possible. And like I said, anything is possible. Like it is. Anything is possible if you want to achieve it. You just have to believe in yourself, and you got to surrender a lot. You got to surrender a lot of things that you think you are and that you think you know. So that's important in the process of the journey. It really, really is.
That's crazy. Like, I didn't know that everyone had the ability to do that. I thought that was just literally strictly certain people that.
So if you have a pineal gland, there is every ability. We all have a third eye chakra. If we all have a third eye chakra, we all have the ability to be psychic.
Rene Descartes said that was the seat of the soul, the pineal gland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's what they call third eye.
Third eye, yeah.
It's right at the base of the skull.
No,
I've
it's
never.
actually right dead
Well,
between your
yeah.
eyes, right?
Well, it's right at
in
the base of
middle
the
your
brain
head.
or whatever. Yeah.
There's a school of thought that thinks it's both places.
Same time.
Don't go to that school.
Yeah, I probably should stay at that school.
All right, so I am shuffling the cards. Who am I reading first?
You can read Everett first.
Oh, perfect.
We're going in alphabetical
Okay.
order.
Okay.
Alphabetical.
I'm Irish. You know what Freud said about the Irish, right? We're impervious to
give
psychoanalysis.
give me a couple
You're not
minutes.
Irish.
Okay.
What's that now?
Give me a couple minutes. I'm
No,
just
no
going
problem. Do your
to,
thing. I'm
shuffle
really
the
excited about
cards.
this. I need a little guidance in my life at this point. You know
I'll
what I mean?
say
Thanks, Armand.
you're a
Light Peach asks, do you do anything to cleanse your pineal gland at all?
Do I do anything to cleanse mine?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I have to do Kundalini yoga. I have to meditate. I have to clear my head. Like Kundalini yoga, like awakens everything. I do Reiki on myself too. And
We're going to talk about Reiki too, because today was the first time I had heard that term. So
really,
we'll get back
you've
around
never
to that.
heard of Reiki? Wow.
Yeah.
let her
It's
prepare.
Such a great.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're disturbing.
No, you're.
Armand, you're excited about your reading, aren't you? I could
I'm
tell.
a little. Well, I don't know.
He's
got
anxious.
questions.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
like, I
I,
could tell.
I sense tragedy in my.
I was going to
future.
say he's kind of afraid what might come out.
Yeah, I know. I am.
Okay, Everett, you're gonna shuffle the cards.
Beautiful.
next.
Is it as simple as a cut or actually shuffle?
Just it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Give her a light shuffle
No right or wrong way.
No dealing
All
from
right.
the bottom ever.
Okay.
I am not a bottom dealer. There you go.
All right. So I'm just gonna feel it. Okay.
feel it.
It's never really going to be like if you would like, I will read from the guidebook too, so you can get a clarification as well. But I just feel it. I don't go by always just the the suits and what they mean. Like I just open up.
No, I want
different
your
type
specific reading and your take on it. So
of- Okay. So I'm
I don't need
cutting the
a
deck.
book to tell me.
And what side do you want to pick?
Let's do your right.
This one.
That side there. Yep.
All right.
Uh-oh. Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun, dun,
I
dun.
don't know why I'm nervous.
So we're gonna do
Yeah.
a 3-card
10 card.
pull. 3-card pull. Okay. So this is your first card. Looks like you're a creator. You really like to create things and you really just like to start things happening. This has been something that, oh wow, you had like a awakening in your life in your past. You had some things go on in your life that really had you like rethink certain things in your life and what you wanted to do.
Sure.
So it kind of opened up a new beginning for you. And when this happened, it kind of awakened you and who you were as a person. And you're still trying to find that. You're still on that journey. The 3 of Wands, this is what it is. It's definitely a creative card. Always be open to new ideas and express your truth because your truth is really important. Have compassion when it serves, which you do. You already have compassion when it serves. There is a such thing as compassion fatigue. You seem like a giver. You are a real big giver and you give a lot. And when you receive, it's kind of hard for you to receive. So that's something that you should definitely open up and allow
That's pretty
yourself
accurate. I'm not much into getting things from people.
if you do allow yourself though to receive a little bit more, it will release the tension that you have in your heart chakra, which I'm feeling right now. So you have a lot like in your heart chakra that you're about to like, you just, it feels like you want to open up your heart so badly, but there's been some hurt, there's been some pain in your past that you're trying to retrieve and trying to release. This card says a lot about you right now. There's many different lifetimes and very, very many different things that you've done. You're a rescuer for sure. I'm kind of seeing in a past life that you were possibly a firefighter. There was a burning building for sure, and you came out of it, but it was probably the worst struggle for you. So it kind of made it really hard for you to breathe. So anxiety can be a thing that happens in your now life for sure, because you feel things head on and you don't even know. Sometimes you're like, whoa, where is this coming from? So that could be something too, like, the suffocation almost like in that tragedy from your past life, which is not a present life that you have been in. But breathing is really, really necessary for you to focus on. So with that being said, open up your heart chakra a little bit more, start receiving and loving yourself.
Make a note here.
And know that you're kind of, you're opening up into a new light right now. You're a lot more intuitive than you like to admit. You do have feelings, sensations. You just know things before it's going to happen too. You do have that ability. You're very psychic, actually. This is something that you can progress in. This is something that you can feel in. You're also like a healing type of person, and you're not married or anything, right?
I'm married. I've been married almost 20 years.
Okay. So that's, see, in your inaccuracy, I'm glad that we had something that was wrong in the reading, because we can always learn from that. Because it feels like, though, you're very independent, though, too. You're not a very dependent person. Like, you're very independent. You like to take care of your family. You like to provide. So that's a beautiful thing. And that's probably why I didn't feel like you were in a relationship, but that's amazing. Congrats to you.
Thank you.
She seems like a very lovely person too. So I got to put that out there. It seems like this card right here is showing me that there just needs to be some clarity on a certain situation, maybe a certain project going on in your now life that you want to create. You want to create it. You don't really know where it's going. You want to do more with it. Definitely go for it though, because you have the Ace of Pentacles. This means that it's going to successfully be happening. Like, it's the start of this new journey. So if you do have something that's going on, don't feel like threatened by it. Don't feel threatened by this. Don't feel intimidated by the possibilities that are happening. And if you do have any questions for the reading too, we can definitely pull some cards for that too.
Sure.
Okay.
No, I'm right with you.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to reflect on this later, I'm sure. So I don't know. That's what I do. I'll reflect on it.
Can I ask you a question about him?
Yeah.
Is he an asshole?
Oh my God.
Of course.
I mean, that's a matter of opinion.
That's fair.
But
Is he too critical on people?
Um,
Does he expect a lot out of individuals?
I can answer that. Yes,
Okay,
I do.
yeah.
See, you answered it for me before I could even get there. But I think that the expectations, though, comes from the fact that you give so much that when you don't receive, it is disappointing to you. And if you do, keep expecting those things, that's what's going to lead to. And that's just, an honest reading,
Sure.
But if you do have these expectations, and from the other people around you, they also understand that you're just trying to be supportive and you're just trying to see their worth, because you want them to see yours too. And that's very, very important, to be able to see your worth. That's really important, like seeing people's worth in general, because you see a lot of potential in people all the time. You just want the same back. You want the same given back. And that's why he has so many expectations. That is why.
Man, that's awesome. That was a good reading.
Yeah.
Now, was that tarot or the oracle cards?
That was tarot cards.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really, involve the suits, but
okay.
I just basically felt the cards, because the Ace of Pentacles right here, though, tells me that there's a successful journey on the horizon right now that's being created, that's in the works right now, and you're definitely planning it. But there also has been some lack there of clarity on the project, for sure. And, not entirely, it doesn't feel like you have the full support either, 100% all the time.
Well,
but
we're against him. I know that.
See what I put up with here.
Yeah. We're
But
hoping you fail.
the energy doesn't have to be so heavy on your shoulders anymore. Just don't feel like you have to take the whole entire project on by yourself.
Sure.
There's a lot of help that you can get. I don't know. Maybe that was accurate. Maybe that wasn't, but cool.
I mean, I don't feel that it was inaccurate.
I don't think so.
With everything else, though, whenever I'm going to get real introspective on it later and rewatch this and just try
That's
to relate
cool.
it. So.
I'm just trying. I'm just.
That was
being
interesting, though,
silly.
about the previous life. You're saying there was he had some sort of trauma with fire or something?
I even forgot that I talked about that, because I
Yeah.
get so channeled into it. But I can read very far back sometimes into different lives. And yes, I do believe in past lives, because honestly, in past lives, it's a certain place that we are in a past life that we're trying to heal in our present. And if you're wondering why you're angry at this certain person or this certain situation, think about the past life that you have with them. Because in that past life, it could be that, oh my God, this person murdered me.
So
They
that's
murdered
sometimes
me.
why we meet somebody is I take an instant dislike to them.
Yes.
You think
So
that's some holdover?
that's totally connected. So it's okay, I knew you in a past life then, maybe. Maybe I knew you in a past life and something bad happened between us, and there's a reason for that. Like, there's a reason for that mistrust. There's a reason for that blockage, like, that I'm not able to
Is that
see.
usually accurate? Is that, you know, should you kind of go with that?
Honestly, I feel like past lives, like, when you do explore them, they do heal your present. You never know if it's going to be accurate or not. You don't. But I felt like he definitely had that rescuing ability. Like, he was able to... You're able to calm people down and make them feel really comfortable. It's just kind of like a natural aspect that you've always carried in your life. And sometimes, though, people might feel uncomfortable because at the same time, like, you do come on a little bit strong with people sometimes too.
Yeah, you don't smell so good.
But not in a negative way. It's just people don't understand, like, that energy.
Sure.
And they can find a fear in it. So, but not in a bad way. Don't think it's a bad thing, because sometimes it's just like people underestimate your power and what you're capable of. So,
let me ask you something. Do you get this a lot when, okay, so somebody's met, say it's a woman, she met a guy, she's contemplating marrying him. Would they come to you and say, listen, I met this guy. What are your feelings? Okay.
People come to me all the time.
How would you do that, though? If he's not there.
Do you need a personal effect, or can
well,
they
I'm
just
just wondering how she would know if, like, I came in and I have a girlfriend. Is it going to work out? And she's not here.
I'll be able to pick up energy, and I'll get
without the other person being there.
Yes. Like I said, I can do any kind of distance work. I don't need to see the person's face. If I do see the person's face, it gives me more of an idea, but I don't need to talk to them and feel their energy. It's never been something that I had to do, really.
Would it be better if you, like, dragged in the other person, though, and, you know, like, okay,
is Tonga here? Is that
no, I was not going to mention Tonga.
Like I said, I honestly don't think there is a right or wrong way.
No, I mean, the way you do it. I mean, you just in your case. I mean, I'm sure everybody's different somewhat.
Everyone's different, sure, but that's a personal preference and personal choice for everybody. For me, it just happened that way. It just happened that way. It wasn't something that was like, oh, yeah, I can totally do this. Oh, I totally felt like I couldn't do that for the longest time. And it was a belief system, but I had to exit out that belief system in order to let it go and be like, oh, okay, I'm a little bit more in full control of that than I thought. So, like, if I'm going to be wrong or right, why am I going to focus on being wrong or right when I am picking up still information? If I'm getting a yes, cool. Like, if there isn't, some accuracy there, it's probably because it's depending on the person in the reading and who they are.
Okay, but I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is, do people often come in? I want a very specific answer to a question.
Yeah, it's not like
I'm going to bet on a horse.
You're not getting
tomorrow.
Like, answers, so to speak,
maybe.
in plain English. Is it more empathic to where you're getting more feelings than you are direct words?
Yes.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying, though. Would people come there and say, "Listen, I'm going to put a bet on a horse"? Am I getting good vibes from you?
I do get answers, though, clairaudiently.
Or a stock or something. I'm going to buy a stock. What do you think?
I do get answers clairaudiently. Yes.
Okay.
So it's like, if somebody wants me to meditate on an answer, I'll give them the answer. They may not like the answer. That happens to me all the time. But at the same time, like, I'll tell them, and if they can't accept it, then that's fine. They're going to do what they want with it. They can come in for a specific reading with me.
Yeah.
However, I always tell my clients, and I tell everybody, if you come into a session with expectations and you come out disappointed, well, that reading was obviously meant for you in a different way. Like, it's not meant for the answer of the question. It's really like I wrote it down perfectly.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and read it.
So basically, if you come to me for a session, expect it to be given to you one way. It probably will be given to you in a way differently at times than what you were expecting. The main reason behind that is because sometimes there is something you may not have healed yet in your life that is holding you back from receiving that answer, the questions you may have. So if that answers your question.
Well, now, do you have people that come to you? I mean, I would assume you have these regular clients that come to you. I mean, do you have like somebody that's, I wouldn't dream of doing anything without consulting?
Well, I'm going to be,
some people
I'll
have
be
psychics for that.
100% honest. I don't have a lot of clients. I have a couple of clients because I did just move recently from California.
Oh.
And I am building my business out here in St. Louis. It was a lot bigger when I lived in California because I was doing it professionally, even at a crystal shop when I worked out there. I was working behind the counter, and I was a psychic 2 days a week. So I was regularly.
Did you ever consider doing Skype sessions or anything like that?
Oh yeah, that's what I do. I do distance work all the time. That's where I'm most comfortable.
Is there a chance that, like, if you were to try to read Armand from across the room, would you come, like, Everett and I's energy get in the way of that and maybe get misinterpreted?
No, if
okay.
You guys don't have any energy. I'm completely inert.
I mean, it would be ideal for him to move, obviously.
You want to trade me spots real quick?
I don't know if it would help.
I don't know. I mean, it's something more.
Can you see my bald spot over there?
No,
definitely not.
It's a
All right.
focus.
It's a focus.
Right.
It's a focus. I mean, look at all the electronics around us too. It's all the frequencies that we're picking up right now. It's a lot of energy, so we got to pay attention to that too.
Got a big head.
So this is your turn. Okay.
This isn't going to interfere with my
the
reading because I
fucking
have to put a cap on.
No, not at all.
Jesus. We're giving you shit,
I'm not
Armand.
that vain. Take that
Come
off.
on.
I don't care.
I'll do whatever I can to make you comfortable, buddy.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh, sure.
So I'm actually not going to use the tarot cards for you.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
She may.
I'm going to use my Oracle
okay.
deck of shadows and light.
Beautiful.
Uh-oh.
All right.
This one is very specific too. Like I said, tarot gives you information. It gives you a lot. But Oracle cards can give you almost a lot more sometimes.
Boy.
So,
This seems like we're getting ready to step into a horror movie. I don't know if I want to see inside your head, Armand.
Well, I have a very specific question I want to ask. That's what I was kind
oh,
of
you
getting
have
at.
questions.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Okay. All right. Well, what is your question?
I want to get on a game show. Can I succeed?
Okay. So that's what.
Well,
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
We've had
hold
success
on.
in the past, but
Don't tell her anything.
Yeah.
well, we're talking
let's-
about the future here.
Yeah, but
Let's not.
I don't want to give her
let's
any
not-
clue.
I don't. I'd rather.
No info then. No
Yeah,
info.
let her clear her mind.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Can I ask you a question?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you come from a very religious background?
No.
Really?
No,
Okay.
no, not at all.
Did you have anybody in your life that was very connected?
My grandmother was very religious. Yeah, she was very religious. So I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's with you right now.
Oh. She was very religious. You're right.
She's
Yep.
very emotional right now.
Yes. Well,
She's a very emotional
woman.
person. I'm
Ah,
sorry. She's
yeah.
just here.
Oh,
She wants
okay.
to communicate hard with you. So that's pretty cool that she's
Well, we were
here.
very close. So that's
Was this
more
on your
likely.
mother's side?
Father's side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a mother's mother's side of the
yeah.
family too? Grandmother that passed away too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she could also be here. Or maybe it's the father's side of the family. That could always be. But yeah, you do have a grandmother that is here, and she's just emotional. She just has these emotions. She doesn't have a lot to say. She just has a lot of emotions. I can feel them. She's very very soft to me now. So their energy always changes, by the way. I wanted to acknowledge that spirit's energy, when they do leave this plane, they are very, very different because they're not the exact same vessel that they were anymore. They're no longer in a body. So their energy, they're like orbs of light. And when they do process and come into a human body and they feel the emotions all over again, it's like, for them. And it's beautiful. It's like a new process, but they have a totally different outlook now on things than they did when they were living.
Well, that's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, because they've moved on and they've moved past things and they're not holding on to anything anymore.
I got a quick question just popped in my head. It's kind of a conflicting thing here. Whenever you talk about having past lives, how do past lives and spirits work together? So how could I have a spirit here and that spirit decided not to move on, like his grandma decided not to be reincarnated or wasn't reincarnated?
You mean earthbound spirits? Or?
I'm not sure the difference. I mean, I just know that we've spoke about people being reincarnated. I had a previous life. So in my previous life, I was somebody's grandfather or grandmother. And so how could I have been reincarnated and as well communicate with my descendants?
I'm sorry, I kind of lost you for a second.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess he was saying that, since we are reincarnated, what's the difference between a spirit?
Well, no, what I'm saying is if in my past life, if my, like your grandma's still hanging around, right? So if she's in the room right now,
okay,
she obviously hasn't been reincarnated yet. Does that make sense?
Right. Like in a past life, if she's passed away and she hasn't been reincarnated yet. Okay. So sorry, I'm still trying to.
He's just asking how can his grandma be here and with the emotions if we are reincarnated?
Yeah, I'm just trying to marry the two.
Well, because that body that has died, like there is reincarnation, yes. However, I do believe that there's still an energy of that body that's still going to be there in the heavens, right? Or even on this earth plane still. It's like residual energy and energy that's been stuck here. Basically. But some spirits are earthbound and they don't want to move on in the light. But she has. Obviously she has. She just wanted to make an imprint, really. She wants to make a memory. That's something that was really big for her in her life, like making memories. That was something that I can feel. But I also feel like you're kind of like a memory guy. Like you like to keep a good memory and you like to think about things positively. I do feel that from you. Very, very light energy from you. Oh. More so now.
Yeah, I try to keep it, on a lighter plane.
Kidding.
I mean, it's hard with these.
I'm playing around.
These two around to darken everything.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to have you shuffle the cards.
All right. Oh, these are.
Watch him. He'll stack the deck.
This isn't a game show. There's no right or wrong.
I'm sorry
answer.
that it took me so long to answer that question.
Oh, no worries. I mean,
never mind.
I
got a better question anyway.
So it's a game show, right?
Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to get on.
He won $500 million on Millionaire. Okay, that's the
so.
thing.
Which side do you want to choose?
That side.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so that's
that's
not okay.
It looks rather ominous. Yeah, skeletons can't be good. Well, there goes the game show.
All right. So, Death and the Maiden.
Can you explain that, please?
So, invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. So, this could either resemble you or it could resemble a person in your life. This could also be somebody that's been attached for a very long time that is not good for you.
Uh-oh.
So this could be a relationship. This could be a friendship. This might be something that you might need to let go of in your life. It's a personal journey for you, really. And they could have already violated your boundaries and claimed a lot of dominance in your life. I feel that sometimes you feel that way from some people, like they take away your energy. You can feel that. You feel things. You're empathic. You are. You're very empathic. You're an empath. You're able to feel things, I think, very strongly.
Okay.
But if you don't
I'm trying to think who this might be.
Don't worry about this card.
That's hard to ignore that.
I think also it could be an identification of clarity for what kind of purpose you'd like to lead in your life too. Like what kind of figure do you want to be in your life too? Also, it's also reversed. So since the cards aren't really facing, like at the same time, like that doesn't really mean anything in Oracle. But Death and the Maiden, yes, it does kind of give you it could even be that the deceased is here too at the same time. It could mean nothing about the boundaries and the invasion and the dominance. It could mean that, since your grandmother did come through, she's here to give you a message and clarity. So this, in this kind of card, sometimes you just have to make your boundaries known. Make sure that they are all around you and in a close space, so you feel comfortable in every kind of setting. Or maybe this is a message for you. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Could be. I'm going to consider it. Okay.
It happens. Everybody goes through this. Even I go through this. Sometimes people come on very strong with their energies, and they come off in a way where it's like, oh, there's a lot of dominance. There's a lot of boundaries here. There's maybe like we do things sometimes that we don't even purposely mean to do. And that's just energy that we either are attracting or giving, you know? But okay, Fairy of the Green World, the natural world sees you. And when they say that, it's a very like positive card. That means that there's a lot of things growing around you right now. And this is also, oh my God, this is such a past card for you. This could be also hurt that has happened. I'm sorry, like it's finally processing.
Oh,
See,
wow.
the information like communicates. I feel like there has been something that has happened also in your past with somebody that really was a dominant situation. Have you ever been through a divorce?
No, but I've had someone close die.
Okay.
So
like that was
the first thing I thought of when I.
That's a hard thing to go through. Then.
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, that was difficult.
I didn't
Because
know
it
that.
felt like
Twice
it
actually.
felt like a departure of some sort, where it was just like you felt invaded. You felt like you didn't have your grounding feelings, because it was very confusing to me. Like it was very confusing to me at first, because I feel like you're very empathetic and very, very able to feel certain energies around you. So losing that person could have really been an invasion of your boundaries. You probably felt very violated, not knowing what that person was going through too. You were possibly unaware. And that was a really big thing in your life that gave you like that process and awakening. But Fairy of the Green World, I really like this card. The natural world needs you. So basically, like being in gardens and things like that, it really, really helps soothe the soul. You said you're a foot doctor? That's what you told me? Okay, so like you're very, very good at helping people get through that. So keep doing your doctor duties. Also, like doing things like this is what's going to keep you naturally needed in the world. Like they need your humor. They need your power, your positivity that you do have, like, because you like to laugh things off. You like to be that, like, this is also an impression.
That's very true, I think.
However,
Who asked you?
I'm just giving an opinion here, Pally. Nobody needed to ask me.
but the natural world needs you. It's all about natural medicine. I feel like there's a lot of natural medicine that you're connected to.
Well, I try to, yeah.
I feel like if you did get into shamanic energy healing, that's something that would be up your alley.
Oh, okay.
If you did look into it.
Okay.
So like Reiki healing and stuff like that, chakra work, because you already have a wide knowledge
Well,
about
you know,
chakras.
I actually do when I see my patients, before I let them go, I always say, let me give you a little, I put my hand on their foot and I give them a little,
Give them a little energy?
a little positive. Yeah.
I did not
What
know
could
that.
hurt?
I
Yeah, a
feel
little
like
extra. I don't even charge Medicare for that.
you are like so different right now. Your energy is so different than what I felt over from across the room.
Oh.
It's very light. It's very healing. It's very positive. It's very clear, because that's what you do for other people. So that gives you something to love in your day.
So keep on doing that then. Give them a little,
keep
positive. Yeah.
Keep
put it in
doing what
there.
you're doing. It really makes your
How do you like? Do you know anything about reflexology or you?
I want to learn about it.
Because
So that's something
we
that
had a reflexologist at the office, and a lot of people really believed in. We sent him to him.
Yeah,
Sent
no, I
patients to
do
him.
believe that it's something with the being a doctor too is a big deal. Like the world needs you, and this is a grieving card though. This is a very big grieving card in your life. You lost something close to you, and you felt violated, and this I had to go back to because this helped you get through it. Being a doctor and being there for people and helping other people. Grandma's very proud. Let's just say she's very proud of you. That's why she came here, and oh wow, she's like here. She really is here. I can see her. I can see her image, her aura around her head. It looks like hair, kind of in a way, that's short hair, kind of around. She kind of like has a halo around her head, and she is proud of you. She wants you to know that this person that did pass is always with you too. And you can communicate with this person. If I get emotional at all, it's because the spirit communication is coming on so strong. But that is so cool because you are more connected to this plane as a starseed. So you are a starseed. You are able to connect very, very easily to spirit. When you are ready to definitely delve into your gifts even further and further, you can definitely see a different sight of mind. So the different sight of mind is what you have in your own control. What do you need to confront in your life that you want to move past? Where is this moving past bringing you right now? Where is this moving past bringing you right now? And where are you going in the next footstep that you take? So every single step counts on your journey. Every single step counts on the mission of your journey. There is a mission that you've had for a very, very, very long time, and you're ready to commit to it. But this commitment takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of consideration for where you're going. So if you're being offered an opportunity to move within the next couple of months or maybe years, you never know. You never know if that's going to be the right choice. Excuse me. That was a channel. If you noticed that my energy shifted in any way, I was not here.
You didn't seem to be present there for a while.
Excuse me. I'm coming back now. I had to ground. A clockwork pumpkin, a wonderful idea, the aha moment. So, oh my God, I feel like the channel was just kind of like processing towards that, like talking about that movement in your life, that there's something coming in your life, a big decision. Yeah, but
should I do it? I have it, but what do I do?
What do you do?
Stay with us, Armand. Stay with us.
You take a chance. You take a chance. You take that chance. Are you ready? Like that.
Know.
That's basically the questions that I'm getting. Like I'm getting questions from your guide saying like, is he ready? Does he feel ready? Is he ready to leave his comfort zone? Is he aware that he's in his comfort zone right now? Or does he want to be in a different place right now?
I don't know. That's what I'm contemplating. Yeah, I do have an offer.
I was going to say...
I have an offer to do something, yeah.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
So you got to be in a comfortable place. You got a nice little cushy office.
You didn't tell me what to do. I don't know what to do.
They're saying this is a wonderful idea. It's an aha moment, and this is going to give you the exchange that you need in your life.
Oh, well,
so this is an opportunity that you probably should take.
Shit.
I'd appreciate discussing with me before you make this decision.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was easy.
Wow.
Now you know why I do what I'm going to do.
So the summary of Armand is he's been hurt, right? He's hurt real bad by a passing of someone.
Yeah. This one was so different though, because I feel like he felt like betrayed in a way, like he was left when this person left, and it was more so it was confusing because I was like, it could be you.
Well, it's a very untimely. She was a very young woman.
Okay, that makes sense, and it just was hard on you. This was probably one of the hardest things that you could ever gone through.
So you never once mentioned this to us that I can think of.
I never knew this. No.
Definitely something.
You keep a lot of things that are personal to yourself, though.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're you like to be in silence though too, because you're a listener. You're an active listener. You are an active listener. You like to.
Yeah,
take back control though of your life too, and let go a little bit as well. So you just don't like to focus on those things, because don't think that you're a burden. Okay, like I want you to know that. Don't think that you are a burden. Like I want you to know that like you can open up your heart again, and you already have. I feel like you've opened up your heart again, right? Like
we're trying.
Okay, but trust yourself first though. That's what I'm gonna say. But whatever this opportunity is, I think you should take it. Don't let anything else hold you back, regardless of what it is. I don't even know what this opportunity is.
She's trying to Yoko Ono us now. Yoko Ono us. You're breaking up the band.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
No.
It's very interesting.
You know, Armand, if you have any opportunities,
I picked up something. I picked up something that was.
Well, it's a big decision because it's something that'd be,
big.
Something big. Yeah.
You'd be leaving.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Yeah, but you don't have an opportunity like this.
Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot, Armand.
You're stuck where you are. I can read him easy.
You can read me easy.
Going nowhere.
It's like reading the funny pages.
Jeez, you hear this?
Wow.
Flash Gordon. Okay.
His energy shifted right there. He started making fun of me. Did you feel it? I felt it.
No, I feel like it's so
light.
weird after his reading. Like I don't feel a lot of heartache or pain, there's something you do with your energy every day. I can feel that.
In my bathroom, yes.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
How did you know that?
No, I feel like you're much more of a positive being than.
Oh man.
I don't know.
You didn't think that from over there, though. It was initially
no,
you got
it
a
was
different feel.
it was
huh?
that I think you were a skeptic and you were kind of
Well,
closed off.
I'm a scientist.
At
yeah,
first. But that was definitely.
No, but I have my vibes too, and you seem very authentic because I mean, the gypsy, he told me all this stuff. That's just the Romani.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you know.
No, I know. I understand.
So
that.
Let's not be racist
you
here,
start
Armand.
wondering
Jeez.
about, you start.
But that's
He
cool.
told me. All right, great. Well, it was interesting. Did you see how she changed though? That was you kind of looked like you said you weren't even here. Somehow you were gone.
That's what happens when you take on channeling, because channeling is something that I do. In California, like, this is something I'm going to openly admit to my audience right now. I have been in a channeling circle where I did open up my body to a little girl, and I channeled her through my body, and I helped her cross over. So this was something that awakened me, and that was the journey. That was the process. And I am going to start taking channeling classes. There's a lot of online classes that I have two trusted channelers that I know that worked in California. And they're going to have an online class for it. So this is something that I'm going to be active in. Crossing over spirits, though, in that way, without like your unseen friend, can be very, very hard.
So this reminds me, like, did you ever see the movie Poltergeist?
Yeah.
There was the character Tanjiri or whatever her name was.
Tanjiri, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's kind of what she did.
About.
You know what I mean? She was like, she had her little talisman. She knew what Cain was there
Caroline.
for. Yeah. I don't know. That still to this day.
Caroline.
The movie Poltergeist to this day, just that whole thing.
That's watch that again.
See, to me, that's the scariest movie I've ever seen. It makes me feel like
Poltergeist is fucking scary, dude.
well,
for
it's,
real.
yeah, just the whole feeling of that movie, the vibe of that movie, just gets me every time I watch it.
Well, that's like a cursed movie too. You know, I mean, like several of the stars have died. And,
Heather O'Rourke died in the third movie. Yeah.
Of course, the doctors screwed her up, and so
yeah.
they blew the diagnosis with her. So, but anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
You believe that? Could that, like, there are certain movies that are cursed? You know. What do you think about curses in general? Is that
I believe.
possible?
Okay, I'm going to be real with you. I believe that if you believe to be cursed, then you are cursed. But if you believe that somebody else cursed you, like, it's. I mean, honestly, like.
It's a mind over matter type of thing.
I'm sorry to all you witches out there, because I know you believe in I know that you believe in curses, but I know that there are uncrossings. Or curses can happen. They can, by dark magic. They can, like voodooists and stuff like that. Not voodooists. I can't label it. It could be anyone. Never label it. You don't know what you're saying if you're labeling it, right?
Well, in other words, could you use this power maleficently?
No,
you can't.
Actually, I can't.
Not you,
question.
but can someone, if they,
Can someone? That's with different dark arts, man. Like, you gotta be like really delve deep into dark arts if you like really want to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that you're gonna have to do. Like, you're giving up parts of your soul.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
And you will get it back. Like, it will come back tenfold to you. It will.
So what you do to other people, in other words, could come back.
Yes,
It's like a psychic golden rule.
So it is.
Interesting.
It's you are what you attract. Honestly, that's what it is. You are what you attract. You're like 11:11. Okay, like 11:11. Make a wish. But what it really means, pay attention to your thoughts and how they manifest, because they will manifest in the ways that you are thinking. And then it does. And this happens to me every fucking day. I swear it does. And when it does happen, I feel like, oh my God, like, I have more control over my mind than I like to admit. A lot of people like to have, control over things, but like anxiety, like, it can be created, right? Mm-hmm. Just like you're around a lot of people in a room, or also anxiety can be created by food, like dairy. That's something I'm actually trying to cut out. I'm actually trying to go vegan. Isn't that crazy, right? But it makes me extra more sensitive. So I'm able to feel things and know things. But you are what you attract. If you want to attract a demon, you're going to attract a demon. You are. Like, that's just how it is. Like, If you want to attract an angel, then you're going to attract an angel.
I wouldn't mind attracting an angel, but I got nothing I want to do with the demon. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was just wondering, though. I mean, you could, instead of just being a psychic and hopefully helping people, are there people, hey, you want to get even with somebody? Come to me, because I'm, that's what I do.
There's people out there.
Okay,
there's people out there that do charge. Instagram all the time. They will like DM me and be like, hey, like I have this banishing spell and this harmful spell, and they'll tell me everything that they do, and I'm just like, not interested, thank you. But honestly, I just personally think that it's your personal preference. I have, teach your own. Like if you want to do that and you want to dabble in that, cool. But I don't. So I can coexist and accept that, but maybe not really have them around my life. But I can't, judge them.
But you think somebody that dabbles in that is probably, playing with fire because they didn't come.
Yeah, because they're hurting themselves too. Right. They're opening that gateway to hurt themselves. Because if you wish malicious intent on anyone, no matter what it is, no matter how badly they hurt you, then you're just going to get it back tenfold, even though you already got it. That's just my real opinion.
Seems like there's wisdom in that.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
Karma. It's karma.
Yeah,
it's called karma.
Hey, I can get behind that. Yeah.
But there's,
karma for sure.
Good karma, man. You got to think about the good karma too. Like how like you're putting it out there and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm putting all these positive things out there. And then you're attracting all this stuff. Okay, so like I had a really bad day last week, on Monday. I'm going to be real. I had like a mental breakdown at work.
Happens?
Yeah, it happens. And then all of a sudden, I met this dude. I met him at West County Mall.
Oh, God.
And
what
he tells
a horrible
me,
day that would
and
be.
then he tells me about this podcast.
Well, how did I start out though when we met? I told you I was going to read your mind.
It was so funny. No, you were like, I can read your future. Oh yeah, I'm a psychic medium.
I was like, oh, well,
and
I
he
can't
was
really
like,
do that
wait,
then.
what? No, really? What? Will you be on my show? Yes. Okay.
How'd you guys meet?
That was it right there. So we went into a store. What's the name of that store?
Earthbound at West County Mall.
So I went into the store and I don't even know, we were just looking at stuff and she came up to us. I was messing around and was like, hey, I can read your future.
Being his normal dickhead itself, probably a little condescending.
Yeah.
Is
that the line you use
I think
on
he
women?
was just joking.
I
know he was joking.
Thank you.
Like,
thank you.
Still a little condescending.
I know what humor is
unctuous.
like. Okay, like humor is humor. You gotta have some humor.
Bad feelings from what I said.
I'm sure you weren't
No.
trying to be like a dick.
No,
about it.
I wasn't at all.
Maybe you're still trying to keep your ego in check, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, that's hard. That's an everyday struggle.
Well, do your reading and we'll see about your ego.
Oh man, I'm kind of scared now.
She gave me a pretty good one.
I
It's gonna
know.
be tough to beat that.
I know.
Are you ready to do Eric's reading?
I'm ready for anything that you throw at me.
All right, let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yeah, of
I'll
course.
take his chair. You can have yours back.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use Oracle cards with you too, or do you want an Akashic Records?
You're coming over.
You do whatever you think or you want to do. Whatever you want.
Okay, because if I do the Akashic Records, then that means you have to have a question.
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
I don't have a
so.
question.
Okay, so then.
I got all kinds of questions for you.
Answer my game show question.
No. I have questions for Eric's life, but he'll come to him himself. I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's
There. You know what? Whenever you're doing a reading, guys, too, out there, don't feel like there needs to be any questions, though, too. Generalized readings are just as good because the answer is always in the reading. That's something I want to tell you guys.
That's what I was saying. I want to dwell on it. You know what I mean? Honestly, I mean.
Well, I mean, like I said,
I kind of feel like there could
you
be
would
answers
think.
there.
I mean, that's kind of putting her on the spot. If I said, "Listen, I want to buy this stock tomorrow. Should I buy it?" I mean, that's kind of tough.
Well, it's also not fair, especially whenever she explained it the way it doesn't work like plain English. You know what I mean?
But I just thought that's
feeling.
Right.
But you would think
honestly,
some people
like if you see the process of my reading so far, like you've seen it, how I'm feeling, how I'm saying things, but that's how the start of it happens. If I start talking, then it's like, oh, channel, okay, it's coming out, because I let go.
Can I hold a couple of these rocks?
I let go. Huh?
Can I hold a couple of these rocks while
go
I'm getting
ahead,
read?
That's why I have it. That's my citrine.
A lot of this is beyond your control, though, because it seems like you just kind of went with the flow a little bit.
I did.
Yeah, so
I let go.
Yeah.
I had to let go because somebody was here, but it was a spirit guide. It was not your grandmother. It was something different, as we know. It was a higher force, and they definitely had a message for you. as you can tell.
Yeah.
They definitely had a
Loud and
message
clear.
for you.
I'll ban you.
So if you're going to channel that's what happens, man. That's what happens. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle the cards.
I'm ready, man.
This guy.
Anything fucking helps, Armand. Leave me alone.
Astral projecting?
Maybe.
I think he's like, he's just a little nervous.
I wish I could do that astral projection.
Oh, that'd be
That would
great.
He's
be-
excited, but he's nervous.
I am. Yeah, 100%.
Have you ever seen the movie Insidious?
No,
It's got a lot of astral projection stuff.
See,
in
that's
it.
the thing. Like with scary movies for me as an empath, like I used to be able to watch it when I was younger, but then as I got older, being an empath and being a psychic, I take on the energy of the movie too much, and then it makes me sick.
Well,
so I just can't.
One more quick movie related question. Then, if you had to say there's a movie you've seen out there that's closest to legit, you know what I mean? That kind of gets the whole spirit thing correct. What movie would you say was closest?
The Sixth Sense.
Sixth
Really?
Sense.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
that
quote that all
movie,
the time.
the movie that when I saw it as a kid, it resonated with me. Well, I didn't see it as a kid. I saw that I started to deal with all that before I even saw that movie. And
Wow.
when I saw it, I was like,
Yeah.
that's what's happening to me, like in a way, not like, incredibly, but I mean, like spirits sometimes just don't know how they died. They don't. And then they need help and they need a channel. And so that's why people channel. They help earthbound spirits. Honestly, I mean, I'm not trying to knock paranormal investigations or anything like that, but like even I've been on one before. I felt the energy of the person that was killed. And with that being said, like it was very hard for me to feel what they went through. So like their energy still being there, like I almost wonder, like, do they want to be there or do they want to move on? And most spirits, like, I want to go and help and help them pass. You know what I'm saying? I think that it would be good for them to be in the light. I mean, you can't force something though, too, at the same time, but helping spirits cross over is definitely one of my gigs. Anyways, okay. So, are your parents both still living?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like you had a close relationship though with your dad.
I have had a close relationship or not, haven't.
You have.
I have not.
You have not. No. Okay. Something then that you wanted growing up, possibly. It could be something. There was something to do with dad in a dominant masculine figure. This could be nothing to do with dad, though. It could be an ancestral guide in your life that is here to give you some clarity. And this deck I love. So this is called the Threads of Fate. Look how beautiful that is.
Wow.
And it's
I
very,
like the eye there on the top.
it's very holographic. I'm gonna have you shuffle the cards now. See, that's why. See,
What's the difference now? How does this compare to the tarot and the oracle?
So these are both oracle cards.
Oh, okay.
They are. But it's gonna be different. So the tarot cards, I just wanted to basically use that on Everett because that's something that I feel like would be more connected to him.
So when the person comes in or whatever, you decide which.
I
Okay.
do.
It's like a tool, you know what I mean?
So
You
I
don't use it.
I didn't know there
I
was-
feel the energy from each person and which card deck is going to be good for them.
Okay.
And so that's why, like, when I picked this one, I was like, okay, it's kind of cartoonish, and you kind of have that kind of like personality that
You are kind of a
that
caricature of a
energy
human.
Yes.
that you do give off. So I figured, like, okay, he might enjoy this a little bit, like, or he might connect to it in some way, or there might be a message in there for him that he needs to hear. So you did have that. You did have that encounter.
Sounds like it worked. Okay.
Yeah. So in this one is just something that I felt more called to with Eric because he's very open to this stuff. Like if he could learn it, like he would be like, this is awesome. This is awesome for me. Like I
don't think we want to give Eric any of that.
Yeah, I
ability.
don't know.
Why?
That,
don't
I
think
have
for
gut
good.
feelings that I
Yeah.
follow. So like, do you believe in like gut feelings? Is that
yeah.
a thing? That
Yeah.
exactly, 100%.
If you don't trust yourself and you don't follow
Thank
your
you.
gut
Thank
feeling,
you.
That's also psychic. So you are psychic. You just have to
I'll
hone
tell you,
in on it.
I can say this with zero ego that every time I have a gut feeling and I act on it, I'm 100% right every fucking time, without fail. Without fail.
Okay. So which side do you want to choose?
Left.
Okay. That's exactly what I was thinking too. So we're on the same page.
I'm left-handed.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. The creator. Oh yeah, you are. Surrender. Okay. Get creative. All right.
Boy.
So there is a new project that you have in mind. And I feel like this is very connected to Everett's reading too, because I feel like this project is between the both of you. So this is something you guys are probably even like possibly creating together. But you are creating something that's way bigger than you can even see. And but the vision is something that you may need to surrender because it may not be all that it's cracked up to be. So with that expectation and having the expectations of it being the way that it is, you don't want to get disappointed. But you are very rooted, you are very grounded, you are very ready for anything that's coming back at you. The thing is, like, it's already processing into the way that's supposed to, that it's manifesting. And being the creator that you are, you've always been a very active person. I see you in sports a lot. Were you in sports as a kid?
A little bit. Not, yeah. No, I wouldn't say overly.
But like,
a little bit.
yeah, like you're very active. It's not even, sports was just shown to me like you were like a professional soccer player, possibly, like a past life.
Oh no, I smoked too many cigarettes for that.
But it's getting creative, it's getting active, it's getting in your power. It's in your power to create. You have the ability to make anything you touch happen. So I want to pull another one though, because so there's a lot of soul work though to do on this journey. So there's a lot left over to do in order to surrender. So that's why the surrender card is also coming. You've been through a lot in your life. You've had a past, but you created a lot of things that happened in your life, and you were in complete control of your present. So that's why you're getting the soul work card, because you're on that journey right now. You're manifesting that journey right now, and you're trying to surrender and let go of certain things. And that could be harboring in your soul a little bit. From blocking you from being motivated and creative and believing in yourself to do what you have to do next. But you are the creator. Like you, I don't know why I see you guys like owning your own like corporate business somehow. Like I just do. That's something that you want. That's something that you can have something in control of in your life. I do feel that. But it does involve a lot of surrender and a lot of soul work and a lot of sacrifices, a lot of them. I'm pulling cards just because I'm feeling it. So get wild. This means like stay with your inner child, be yourself, keeping yourself. It's okay to, let go of the possibilities that you don't have any control over. Confront the situations that you need to though right now at this time, because dang, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of different situations that you still like have to finish. Like there's certain projects you need to finish. There's certain papers you need to sign. There's a lot of contracts too, possibly, that are going to be on the horizon coming up. So higher perspective. Your perspective has changed within like almost a 180, like within like the last couple of years. You've been growing, you've been shifting. And this is what's getting you creative. So the more information that you absorb, you're able to actually like understand like where you are, where you're kind of like flying, like you're taking flight. You're finally, maybe you're going on a flight soon too. Like I just saw an airplane. Maybe there's something in travel that's coming up too. So surrender your fears and your worries about what you're creating right now, because the soul work is coming and you are the creator of your own passions, your thoughts, your desires. Getting wild also means like getting out in nature though too, and grounding and being with your dogs. Like you told me the other day, like you were out with your dogs and outside. That was good. That was good for you. That's something you gotta keep cleansing out in nature. But your higher perspective, it's what is towering. And so it's towering above you right now. And there's a lot of things that you're consolidating. So there's a lot of things that you're starting to consolidate in boxes. And these boxes are saying different things and they have different messages inside of them. So every single message that you have, you've been earning that respect for that message to come back to you. So there's a lot of respect that you've had to earn on this journey. And there's a lot of respect that you've had to look into different aspects of yourself. And on this soul work, on this soul journey, you're just like, whoa, I'm really opening myself up to new possibilities. But where is this possibility taking me? Which journey, which road, which destination am I going on? And I do see your third eye opening really, really wide. You know things. You just know things before it's going to happen. The premonitions keep coming. They keep coming forward. They keep coming on. That's why you have a higher perspective now. It's not an illusion anymore. You got to get out of the delusion state though too. Like whatever things that seem like to be a delusion, maybe it's really the illusion that this is what's happening instead of what's happening now. So focusing on the here and now is really, really important because I know that you're focused on your future. I know that. I can feel that. I can feel that you're definitely focusing a lot on your future, but focus on the things that you have in your present right now that are going to give you the ability to move on in your future. And getting grounded, getting, in your clarity and having the respect for yourself that you do need to earn for yourself again, because sometimes we struggle with that. Your relationships with people, though, are definitely growing. I see a lot of relationships around you, a lot of unity, a lot of love, a lot of kindness. There's more kindness. There's more than meets the eye, really, with you. There's more than meets the eye with you. You have this huge brain that people like to pick, and you're just like, oh my God, I just feel like I'm just this thesaurus, and I just want to keep on saying what's on my mind and saying what's going on, because everybody needs to know what's going on in the world, man. Like, that's just how I feel. And you're really passionate too. You're passionate about what you do. You're passionate about the people that you desire to be around. And that's why you are what you attract. So you're starting to attract like a newer life than you had before. And it's no longer dark, but it's starting to get really light in here. So that's what I have for you right now. Do you have a question for me though?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I sure don't. I wish I did, but I don't.
How do you feel with this reading?
I thought that towards the end she was getting really accurate, actually.
Yeah, probably toward the end you were hitting a lot of
nails on the head.
I was channeling then too. So yeah. So there's a lot of prosperity coming towards your life right now, but getting wild, I feel like, is just like surrendering all the control that like you have in your surroundings and just focusing on the inner creativity that you have, because you are the creator. You're really the idea. Like you need to look at yourself a little bit more confidently than you do. That's just my feeling.
You're not wrong.
That's my feeling. So that's something I was getting. You sure you don't have any other questions?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
You don't want to get too personal, I feel like.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm using my ability to read you right now. You're thinking, I might have some, but I'm not getting that personal today.
Exactly.
Okay, that's okay. And if you ever need to get personal a different day, you know what
How
to
about,
do.
what do you think about people that do this that are phonies, though? Or like, remember the psychic hotline? Remember
Miss Cleo.
Miss
Hey,
Cleo.
come on and down to Miss Cleo.
Right, the Jamaican lady.
How do you know they're phonies?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Is there a way to tell, or
Honestly, there isn't. There's no way to tell unless they come about like in an egotistical way and say that their way is the right way. But honestly, like some of those people are even the most accurate because of all the stuff they've been through, and so that's what I can't judge. If I judge in my practice, then I'm judging myself.
Yeah, but I would think that, the clientele you had in California, I mean, you have to have a certain amount of trust.
So I had, when I worked in California, like all the readers I had around me, because we had a bunch of readers, honestly, like they were all great. They were all accurate. They all did their things in different ways.
But I'm just saying, somebody could just say, well, for me, it's a quick way to make a buck. And I just set up a kiosk or something in the mall.
I don't know.
I don't know the first thing about it, but
you can look at a weatherman the same way. I mean,
well, sure.
Not everybody goes to get a reading, man. Like nobody like really thinks to be like, oh, I'm gonna go see a psychic today. Like that's just not how reality is, Like realistically speaking, like you can go to a psychic that is going to say certain things. But the thing is, in my work, I want to know if I'm accurate or not. So I learn from that wrong. That's how I like to be genuine in my work and being honest with my work. And what I'm picking up might be towards something else.
Have you had any bad experiences with people that just get irate with you after a reading, either call you out as a phony or anything like that? Because I'm sure people are assholes in general. I feel like a lot of people are assholes.
I have never had a problem with that.
That's great.
But I also, I've had Okay, so like I did this volunteer Reiki share thing in Huntington Beach. And that's where I met my my business partner that I still do business with in a way. Like she lives in California, but she taught me a lot of the things that I know, and I love Elena so much. She's just been a really, really good she's older than me too, so like it's been helpful to have like an older guide with me to teach me these things. Anyway, so in California, I volunteered as a psychic. This was around the time where I was still taking on a lot of energy and I wasn't a Reiki healer yet. And there was this skeptic that came in and he wanted to get a reading at the fair. And I sat down with him and I looked him straight in the eye and I'm like, okay, bring your walls down. I can feel you. I can feel how much you're blocking me. I can feel the tension in my shoulders. I can feel it in my heart chakra. I understand that, you know, you probably have some really religious beliefs about this. And he was like, like he just was shocked because I said that, because I was just telling him, I understand where you're coming from. Okay. More than you know. Let's sit down and talk. Like, you know, talk to me. Like, give me, like, because I like to also perceive that compassionate side with my clients. And afterwards, he was like, that was the best reading I've ever had. Like, because that's the only reading I've ever had, but wow.
Well, you bring that up. Was his objection, you think, that because I would think that some people that are religious might start, hey, wait a minute, this is satanic.
Very,
or,
very,
you know,
yes. And that's another thing. Like,
okay.
Tarot and Oracle is not devil worship, okay? It's not. It's a self-discovery journey of yourself. You learn about yourself. You learn about all the personal things about yourself. You do a lot of shadow work. You get to know your shadow. You start to love your shadow, all the things that you don't like about yourself.
I would say that religious people in general, anything that is not directly along with Christianity and their thought of what is good going to be Satan's work. You know,
well, that's what I was wondering, how that comports with somebody when you start talking about spirits and things like that. I mean, that's, you know, that doesn't seem like that's not in the Old Testament or New Testament. So do you get, is that the resistance you get sometimes? Or
a lot of people do, yeah, like either you want to come to a medium or you don't. Like most people will have an intention for a reading. They will come in and be like, okay, so I want a tarot reading. Okay, I'm going to give you a tarot reading, but I can't promise you that like no deceased loved ones are not going to come through. I can't be like, you know, I could tell them like, oh, grandma says hi. But at the same time, like I like to be honest and authentic in my work. So I'll either ask them the question, did your grandmother pass so-and-so? Like, and they'll be like, yes. Why? It's like, well, she's here. And I'll tell them that, and it will make them feel a little bit easier about it, because it's not like full-on communication unless somebody's like, oh my gosh, yes, this is what I wanted. You know, this is something that they want. I mean, I've had friends come to me recently even be like, hey, I really would like to get a mediumship reading, you know, and, you know, having that conversation even over the phone, like we're having a conversation over the phone, and I ask like, is it your grandfather? And she's like, yes, it is. It's my grandfather. I want to have that conversation with them. And then after that, you know, the accuracy keeps going, and it's validation. However, yes, people do come in for specific readings. Sometimes the past loved one will come through, and that's what it's called for. But it all depends on what it's called for, if that makes any sense. So, did I answer your question?
Well, no, I was just wondering about like the guy you said that came in and that was kind of a pill. You know, I thought, was it because he had some? You mentioned religion. Yeah. He had some reservations about it.
He had some reservations about it for sure.
Do you get any personal satisfaction whenever you have somebody that comes in with a skeptic's type of mindset, and then you're able to give them a good reading and they kind of turn around their point of view? That's got to be at least personally satisfying, I would think.
Of course. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and be unauthentic with you guys. I'm gonna be real. Like it gets very much like, wow, I was actually able to prove something. But at the same time, like I also don't want to give off that vibe, because that's the kind of clients I'm going to attract. Like, right. Prove this to me. Prove this to me. Prove that you're legit. And it's like, well, if you have any doubt in me, what do I need to prove? You know, that's all about surrender, though. Mm-hmm. That's even what was in Eric's reading, and surrendering the need to be a certain way.
Right.
For you, I feel like that was definitely it. But just, have control over your happiness in your own life, and what you want to manifest, because you are creating some great things in your life. You're making great things happen. If you're having a gut feeling about something, trust it.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Well, how do we get you some clients? How do people get in touch with her?
That's a good question there.
Yeah.
What would be the best place,
Jeez.
locally or online? I know we talked before, you're working on getting a website. You've got some social media. How can people get a hold of you?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I am creating a website in progress, but if you do want to directly communicate with me too, like my email is on the website, so is my phone number. So I'll just tell you what it is on here, because it is in progress. Like this is the first time I'm actually.
Are you sure you want to do that though? Your phone number,
not my phone number.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
My website.
Social security and date of birth.
We'll give the website if they want to track down the phone number.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
It's on my website, my phone number. So I'm going to give you my website. This is the first time I've actually told anyone. So if you think about it, this is my coming out of my website, everybody. So this is kind of cool. So I want to thank the people on the show as well for giving me this opportunity.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for coming.
No problem.
I'm very grateful of a person. So and I know you guys are showing me the same thing. So I love that. So it's www.beyondthejourneys, JOURNEYS.com. So beyondthejourneys.com. It is a .com.
That's all one word. Beyond the journeys.
Beyond the journeys. It's a work in progress, and I'm really excited to be able to share this with you. And my email. Can I give my email?
Sure. Anything you want to give out.
Yeah.
I'll just do the email, not my phone number. No way. Sorry, guys. But that's going to be beyondthejourneys@gmail.com, just like the website is actually created. So as you can tell, it's a work in progress.
Oh, it looks good though. This has got all your contact information, a blog, a gallery.
Yeah, and it gives you my Instagram. It gives you see, I'm still fixing it up, man. But
No, I mean, I do website stuff all the time.
Put
it's always a work in progress.
We got to put as seen on or heard on Surreal
There you
Talk
go, yeah.
and testimonials that
It'd be a great thing.
we're
I would feel
clients.
great if you wanted to put that in your
whatever
media section,
helps.
Which I'm sure you're gonna. As
if you guys
you're-
want to give me a testimonial, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I would love that.
We'll definitely we'll get around to that.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be great. But yeah, Beyond the Journeys, everybody. That's also my IG. It's @BeyondTheJourneys. My Twitter is @Maureen's Journey, because my name is Maureen, as you guys know.
Is there an apostrophe in that, or just
Not on Twitter.
Just an S,
Okay.
no apostrophe.
Armand's not a big
Thank you
tech
for-
guy.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I'm a
thank you
grammar,
for
I'm a
asking.
grammar guy.
It's fine. I'm a grammar girl,
Yeah.
so I get it. It's fine. No judgment here.
Not a TV show, Grammar Girls. That was Gilmore Girls. Never mind.
Gilmore Girls. I actually love that show. I'm not gonna lie.
And I feel like we
quaint.
still have so much more to cover, but we've already gone almost 2 hours now. So
Oh my, are you serious?
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
close to 2 hours. Yeah.
Wow,
You can
that's
always
crazy.
come back. You're right
Yeah.
here in St. Louis.
That's the
right?
way I was going to say. Like, we should definitely do this
It's
again
not like
sometime.
You never come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted to
great.
talk about auras and all kinds of other cool stuff like
Yeah.
that, but no, we'll definitely get around to
Yeah,
it
keep that.
for sure. Oh, we never throw anything away when it comes to
Okay.
our docs. So
Yeah, I wrote a lot for this segment.
beautiful.
So.
It's beautiful. Thanks so much for coming on today. I know I had a good time
Yeah,
listening to
definitely.
you.
We appreciate
Great.
it.
The
for
readings
sure.
were fun.
Okay, good.
Our audience throughout the chat has been great. They've loved it and had a real good time, which is fun for us, for them. So thank you so
Cool.
much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Great. Well, I guess
This
with that,
is
then
so good.
let's wind out this episode. Remember to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere else. Just Google SurrealTalkPodcast.com. You can get a hold of us at info@SurrealTalkPodcast.com. Are we going to run our after show today? It's getting kind of late. You want to run it tomorrow morning?
Yeah, but we want to go ahead and make the announcement today.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that real quick. Our online store is getting ready to be opened up. Eric and I and Armand are all wearing our team shirts. I'm never wearing this shirt again because I feel like a fucking weirdo wearing a Team My Name shirt.
Well, it feels like you got
It's
cancer.
better than wearing Team
Feels like you
Eric.
have cancer.
It feels like yeah. Like if I was to wear it, I feel like. Team
Oh,
Eric.
you're like trying to get people on your side? I know.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard
No,
on
but,
that aspect.
check our website out, surrealtalkpodcast.com. There will be a link to our store there. We're going to be adding new shirts, hats, merch at all times. So if you want to support the show, that's a great way to do it. Otherwise, you can check us out at patreon.com/surrealtalk. That's our
And,
voluntary subscription service. So
And I just want to make an announcement. One of our listeners, a real nice guy, is having surgery tomorrow. It's kind of a serious thing.
sure.
He knows who he is. He's a really good friend of the show. He's a real good guy. You know
Guy
what
on
I'm
the
talking
group,
about.
right, yeah.
And he's got some health issues, and he's got 4 kids, and he's a really great guy. So we all want to wish him
good luck.
Good luck.
Sending Reiki your way.
Yeah, right. Maureen, if you can help a little with the little, just some
I'm sure he'll
good
take whatever
thoughts.
he can get, man.
Yeah, so good luck with that, and best regards to you and your family. We're all behind you.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much. We will we'll catch you tomorrow morning. We'll try to get live around 9:30 a.m. to do the wrap-up show for today. Other than that, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
And we're clear. I never hit the record button today.
Wow.
So I'll just pull this off YouTube later. No big deal. It's like, I do this every other show where I forgot to record.
Yeah.
But luckily, YouTube's a thing.
That was a good show.
That was awesome.
That was great.
Hey, what'd you guys think out there today? Did you have a good time?
Yeah,
I'm hoping you did. You seemed like it.
Very interesting.
Did you guys have fun?
Oh yeah,
That was
definitely.
great.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I know that the readings weren't like vast. I mean, maybe Armand's
Boy,
was.
yeah, you were.
Nailed you, huh?
Well, I can just see that she was.
Oh, yeah. Was she channeled? Yeah, when she channeled it.
That was very
I thought
cool.
you were gonna start floating out of that chair.
It was great.
No, I don't think that happens. I don't know. Maybe that does happen in life. But I mean, oh my gosh, that was a lot. That was a lot of energy to take on today, but not in a bad way. It was just, whoa, I need water. I need to ground.
Let's get you some. We'll get you water in the bar. I don't know if you're into coffee or not. We've got this
No,
crazy
I
new
can't.
coffee machine.
I wish I could
I don't drink it either.
coffee,
Yeah,
but
I
I
don't do it.
can only drink water now. Like, that's it.
Fair enough.
I love how open you were.
You are
Like,
wrong.
both of you.
Oh, thanks.
Like, I thought Eric was gonna, like, his reading was gonna be the most open one, and then I'm like, wait, Armand's reading is, like, really good right now.
Yeah, it was kind of a surprise for me too, how open and open-minded you are. Because generally, I came on the show when I started as a skeptic, and whenever we brought you on, you're like skeptic to the next level up.
He's just done a lot of heart work, though, in his life, I feel like.
That's
and
fair.
self-love work.
I believe in a lot of holistic medicine and stuff that they didn't teach us in school and stuff, so I'm pretty open to other things.
But that was cool. That was really cool. And I don't know, like, I hope that...
Well, Grandma was a very strong personality, so...
She was
would've hang
really
around.
strong.
Yeah.
Like,
She was
really
she
strong.
was a tough lady.
She came on super strong, man.
Boy.
Really? Oh,
Did you feel good about your reading?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I hope so.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
I may have to quit, though.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
She gave me some good advice.
Trying to Yoko on us there.
Sorry, man.
Oh no, I'm just kidding with
I
you.
mean, if it's a good
She can get rid of
opportunity,
Armand and
go
it
for
saves
it.
me the
I
trouble
didn't know
later.
that.
You can
Like,
purchase-
some
you can
sort of
purchase stuff
guide
today,
came
right?
through to
Should
tell
be
you
able to,
that,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, no.
Not the hats though. You don't have those mock ups.
Yeah, we'll post
One
a
of your
link on
guides
the
came
group
through
here in a
to
little
talk
while.
right there, man. Really?
Somebody
They were
gave me
like,
an offer recently.
oh, dang.
All right, guys, we'll catch you all tomorrow morning. Eric, want to hit the stop button?
Yes.
Not that one on the.
Oh yeah. Stop stream. Later, everybody.
Bye. Oh my God.